coming to this meeting today and being patient with us with some technical issues. We are officially calling this meeting to order at 1:07. And let's take a few minutes to go through the last meeting's minutes. And after that, I will take a motion to approve the minutes. Would you scroll up a little bit to the secretary's report? What does that mean? Treasurer's report document.
That's the document that we share during each meeting, or that I share each General Assembly meeting.
Is it saved together with these minutes?
It's in Teams already. I haven't figured out how to save it together because it's not they're separate documents.
It's a PDF document. You couldn't just attach it to this one?
Well, we have the minutes and the treasurer's report in different spots on Teams, is what I'm saying. They're two different sections.
Because that report is part of these minutes. They have
Right.
to be together.
Well, they change. It's a changing document. That's the issue.
The version we used in this meeting has to be together with these minutes.
Okay, well, I'll have to have Nadine, do you have a saved copy of that?
Yeah, I think you have to have the Adobe suite, and I just got it. So not everybody, has that on their computer.
No,
so
I don't.
I can work with Savannah when we meet on Friday, and we'll put them together and we'll post them on the website. So the minutes will include the treasurer's report document.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you, Nadine.
that would be. Is there a way of giving a little bit of more explanation of what this means? Like maybe what is treasurer's report document?
I could put kind of a better definition. It's just the SNA fee money that's left for each account.
Yeah, you could say you gave the updates of money flowing in SNA fee money. I mean budget. So to make it a little bit more detailed or give more explanations, because if I saw this for the first time, I wouldn't know what it means. It helps to have more explanations and details.
Miriam, is the document open to the student body as well?
Yeah, it should be open to the public.
On the website. So when it's attached, it's posted onto the website with the minutes.
Okay. If no one else has a question about the minutes, I could get a motion to approve the minutes, but with the recommendation to add this document to it before it's uploaded.
Can we read the rest of the document first? Can you scroll down more?
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
Is everybody good with it? I'll make a motion to accept the minutes.
I second the motion.
Third the motion.
It was moved and second to approve the minutes. Any more discussions? Hearing none, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
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 Those opposed, say nay. The ayes have it, the minutes approved. Let's move on to the agenda for today. Okay.
Can we
Are we
make it,
good?
please?
Okay, so
You're muted.
okay, thank you. Now to the officer's report. I am going to start with mine. Students who are involved in governance council, well, they're going to be doing a strategic planning meeting to get inputs from students this week. We hosted our first session on Tuesday. The next session will be tomorrow. I do not remember the time. I think it's 4:15. Yes, it's 4:15. And I hope you guys can make it there. The strategic planning process is basically the process of making the college plan for the next 3 years. So we would like to get more input, as much input as possible, to make sure this plan is going to be very inclusive and student-centered. Also this week, actually right after this meeting, the social dilemma event is going to start. So the first session, there are going to be 3 sessions. First session is this week, today, after this meeting, and we're going to be talking about the impact of social media and technology on mental health. We encourage you to attend and invite your friends to come and get more informed, ask questions if you have any. The next session will be next week, same time, next week, Thursday, at the same time. And then the last session will be March the 3rd. And my next thing to report today, you may have noticed our Senator for Veteran is no longer with us, and that is not just going to be this meeting. He's no longer with the SGA for some reasons. So I just wanted to keep you guys updated. That position is open now, and we're not planning to fill it up again because we're almost done with the quarter. So we hope to get a new person in the next year's elections. I'll be open to any questions, concerns, or anything about my report. And if there is none, we'll move to the next item on the agenda. Report from Vice President Adams.
Thank you, President Benema, SGA team and advisors. Thank you all for showing up today. 2 items on my report are the Legacy Project, which is the scholarship fund that we will be undertaking and trying to get approved and sent out to the student body for applications this year for next year's disbursement. And also elections will be coming up as well the third week of next quarter. And we're going to be getting together to determine how those elections are going to be. For the legacy project, for the scholarship foundation, or for the scholarship project, we need to determine, and I think we've already hinted on it, that it was going to be one scholarship, but I wanted to get just a warm and fuzzy from everybody to make sure we wanted to do one or if we wanted to do two. There's currently some information going back and forth in between the business office and ourselves. It seems like it would be easier for the business office to be able to make it happen more long-term, and there's not as much legal red tape to jump through if we just do one versus having two. So I wanted to get everybody's opinion on that here in a few seconds. And then two, we did reach out to the foundation about having them run the scholarship for us. However, they would not be able to have student representation on that to be able to determine if or determine who the award winner would be. So in our next Friday, no, this Friday, we will be discussing the, no, not this Friday. This Friday, we'll be discussing elections at our signature project, and next Friday, we'll be discussing the legacy project. So I encourage everybody to attend, and I'm thinking we're going to lean towards the process of having student government be the all-encompassing seer of this project and determine who the award winner will be. We can discuss that further a week from Friday. But can I just get a quick count of everybody who wants to see one scholarship or two scholarships? That way I can respond back to the business office. Everybody who wants one scholarship, can I get a thumbs up?
Quick question, the one scholarship is gonna be the whole amount? And
One,
would
it'll be
like
$1,000. It would be $1,000 for one, or it would be 500 for two. Would y'all like to just consider that? There's an email that needs to be responded back to so that they can determine if this is something that they're going to be able to do.
What would be the deadline that you have to have the email back to the business office by, Chad?
There's no deadline, but I think we want to move this quicker.
Okay, so if everybody was to make a consensus by the end of this week, it would be favorable?
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Or do you want it at this meeting?
I prefer it now, but if you have some hesitation as to that you need to make up your mind on some other matters that might be weighing on it, I'm fine with you taking your time as well.
Have you figured out the application already?
So we're going to sit down together a week from Friday and finish all of the details on that.
The only hesitation I have is that I think the foundation hit it head on when they said that students share a lot more information, and for a group of us or the continuing group on forward, whoever sits in SGA is going to hear all of this information. They're going to know, and it's not going to stay anonymous. And if you have somebody pouring their heart and soul, how is that going to stay confidential? How are we going to know that that stays confidential, that information?
Well, I would hope as student government representatives that we would have that ability to maintain that quorum of respect and dignity for everybody where it wouldn't go out.
Is it
I'm
going
indifferent. If you wanted to go to the foundation, we can have that discussion.
Well, I just want to know, is there going to be expectations listed on for the Student Government Association moving forward that this needs to stay confidential, that they cannot look at the student differently because of the story that they wrote?
I understand those concerns, but that's not the question. We can discuss that question on Friday, whether we want it to be business or foundation or us. I'm just looking to see if we want 1 or 2 scholarships at the moment so I can respond to an email.
I'm good with 1, but I guess I would have more questions as well, because if it's 1 scholarship for $1,000, like, and I can't remember all the details right now, but if it was 1 for 1,000, would the person have to be enrolled full-time, or is part-time okay for 1,000?
Yeah, that'd be another question for next Friday as well. If we want to just hold off on that, we can just wait and we can figure all of that out a week from Friday. It
I
just means
feel-
that we might not be able to get this moved forward as quick as we like.
Yeah, I
Okay.
feel
All
safer
right,
not
we'll
making
hold
the
off until
decision.
next Friday. Thank you, guys, ladies and guys, for yours on that. This upcoming Friday, we're going to have discussions about the upcoming elections and how we want those to proceed. The incoming vice president, whenever I leave, will be Ricky Aguilera. He will be there for this meeting, and he will be there for next Friday's meeting as well. And we're going to start with the left seat, right seat, so we understands everything that's going on right now in student government and what my roles and responsibilities are, so that there will be a seamless transition whenever the end of this quarter does take place. So we're going to be looking at elections at this upcoming Friday's student government meeting. And I encourage y'all all, if y'all can, to be there as well. And elections are coming up the 3rd week of the upcoming quarter. Those are the 2 items I have for discussion. If there's any discussion or questions for me at this time, I'm good.
Hearing no voices, I assume you have no questions on the report from Vice President. Thank you so much, Vice President Adams. And now let's move to the Secretary and Treasurer report. Lauren.
I'm gonna stop sharing this. So for the treasurer's report, we're going to be looking at the year-to-date balance of current. So we start with the professional salaries. They have a balance of 47,670.71. Student life operations, 4,299. Media marketing and graphics at 1,000. SGA operations are at 56,055.78. Student club council is at 13,227.18. Activities and engagement is at 83,339.77. Diversity, equity, and inclusion is at 6,000. Recreation and outdoor is at $20,253. Community service is at 5,500. The academic program, such as the honors program, is at 1,350. The TLC is at 23,781.55. The academic and instruction is at 18,510. Skills USA is at 18,510 as well. PAS is at 17,463.01. And athletics is at $120,803.42 for a total of $437,763.42. And then the update on my position itself is that I just kind of wanted to keep everybody updated. I will be leaving after this term for a different college. So my position is going to be vacant possibly for a time, but if we have a plan put in place, we will have to update further. If there's any questions or discussion, I'm open to that.
Thank you so much, Savannah, for that wonderful report. I kind of more background information about the treasurer's report. I was wondering if there is anything should be standing out to those who are not involved with the background or behind the scene work of this report? If there is any, that's okay as well.
Just that it's the, hold on, let me share one more time. Go back.
We could also put it in the, upload it in the chat if folks want to take a look on their own computer at the same time.
Yeah, this is the student and activities fee budget. So this is the SNA fees. This is what we were allocated for the whole year for each individual account, and then what has been spent each month and what is left in those accounts.
Okay. Does well, maybe from the senator's perspective, if they wanted to host a forum, or if they needed some money for their programs, do they still have the money, or the money decreased due to enrollment rate going down?
So far, as far as I know, that would come out of the SGA operations, and we have $56,055. So there would still be money.
So yeah, so basically from the approved budget from the beginning of this year, we still have technically we still have the same money.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I'll go back to the.
Okay, and we're sorry to hear that you'll be leaving us, but we thank you so much for all the wonderful work you did with SGA, all the contribution, all the advocation you did for students. We really appreciate it, and future SGA will appreciate it as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah.
So now let's get to Senator's report. Let's hear report from Senator Manny.
All right. So since last meeting, I gave out a survey to arts and science students to see what kind of things they would like to see SGA do. And many people answered back wanting more like art-related activities. So I'm planning on holding a drawing party through Zoom. But I'm still finalizing some of the details like the date and stuff like that. But that should be held soon. And that's about it. That's what I have. Thank you.
I have a quick question. This is not necessarily going to Senator Manny. Nadine, would you give us more information on sending out survey to students? I remember I saw an email like that. Maybe it would be good for everybody to hear it.
Yes, that's a great, thank you all for giving me this time. So basically when we send out surveys, we really want to make sure that we are not fatiguing our students, right? Because we have surveys all the time, and we want to make sure that the other part is we're getting the answers we want. So Senator Manny did a great job with her questions. But for future, I would love for that to go through our institutional research effectiveness department, because that's really their job. They have, you know, a PhD in these kind of stuff. So if you have any surveys, future surveys you want to send to students, let Vince or myself know so that we can connect you with institutional effectiveness. And if you have any questions, feel free to email us.
Who are in charge of institution effectiveness?
Sure. So that would be Joshua Slepin and Nick Veluzzi.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay. Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And they're in charge of all the surveys sent out to students?
Correct. Yeah. All the surveys sent out to students school-wide.
Interesting. Thank you so much. For future purposes, you guys, you get it. if we want to run any survey, we should consult those people first and make sure all the procedures are done in organized way. Now let's hear from Senator Trevino.
Hello, everyone. So I have just a couple things on my agenda. I have been thinking of a way to start kind of building some community between the student body. Initially, President Benamana and I had wanted to do like the Safe and Brave space to have difficult conversations, but we feel like right now having those difficult conversations might be like a little too much for people's mental health, considering the fact that we've been living through it this entire time. So I wanted to kind of switch my focus for this year to something a little bit more lighthearted and a little bit more fun and de-stressing. So I came up with the idea of doing this like happy break type of thing, like Zoom session. My intercultural communications professor, Connie Kanban, what some people call her, she's super cool and she always is reminding us to take happy breaks. So what I've come up with now is this idea to have like 15-minute Zooms sessions where we just open up the Zoom room to the student body and we just play some music and dance for 15 minutes and kind of just get up, move their body. I'm getting a message that my internet connection is unstable, so let me know if you guys, if I'm cutting out or you don't hear something. But yeah, just like getting up, moving around, even if people don't feel like, you know, very confident to dance on Zoom, like they can have their camera off or they can even just stand there and do some stretching for 15 minutes to like music, you know. But my purpose is to, one, build community and just like open up a space to like hang out, because we haven't had that this whole year. I mean, I know we've had like little activities and stuff like that, but like we haven't really had like a space where we can just like do like just hang out or just like get on there and, you know, just, yeah. So that's one part of it, is either having like dancing, and then we're thinking of doing it 2 times a week. So once at the beginning of the week and then once at the end of the week. And we're thinking for the second part of the week to do like a 15-minute meditation group where we all, like everyone in the student body can come in and we just meditate for like 15 minutes to just kind of help with like the stress levels and stuff like that. And so I also wanted to get everyone's take on that, what you guys think about that. The idea really came from my coworker, Melissa, who was doing this like 10 a.m. like dance Zoom group thing. And she invited me one day and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then she was like, we should do something like this for students. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so true. We should. We need to de-stress. And so, yeah, there's that. So before I move on to my other topic, what do you all think about that? Do you guys think that would be something that sounds like fun? Nadine or Vince, is there any type of like regulations that I should know about or anything like that? I want to get some feedback from y'all.
Personally, Suzanne, I think it's a really great idea. You know, especially because, you know, we went, my last year, I got a degree. you know, and then I went into this year, but we had students who came into this college brand new during this COVID time who, you know, haven't had a chance to interact with anybody on campus. It's all just been listening to their classes online. And I think, you know, having a spot for them to maybe break that ice where it's not in a like person to person might be nice for those people who have, you know, anxiety problems and whatnot. And I think it might also help because then, you know, maybe when we do get back on campus, they recognize, you know, they recognize Marissa and they're like, hey, you know, we know you. Like they already are like set. So they feel like it's not just the beginning of the school, even though they've already been here for a year.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And I think we like forget that, you know, there is students coming in brand new during this time. So that's a really good insight. Thank you, Savannah. Anybody else?
Just in regards to any kind of regulations, as long as it's being done on Zoom and we utilize, you know, the safety precautions of having a waiting room or something like that. We can use a student life one where you can set that up as a reoccurring. I think Sarah's and she's really good at getting the Zoom stuff, so you can ask her about that. I think that's all you need to worry about in terms of college regulations. I think just more, you know, getting the word out there, you know, putting it on social media, putting it on the college calendar once you have everything together. And were you thinking about having like hiring someone, or were you thinking about doing it yourself?
I was thinking of doing it myself because I mean, these are only going to be like 15-minute sessions each time because I want it to be long enough to where we actually get something out of it, but I don't want it to be too long where then people are like, oh, I have a bunch of other things to do, I can't join, you know. So it's just like a quick little thing in the day. I personally have a little bit of experience in guiding meditations, but I was just gonna make it simple.
Cool. Yeah, that definitely would work. Let Vince or myself know when the details are together and we can make it happen.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think it's a
Vance. Oh yeah, go ahead, Vince.
sorry, great idea. I know the student activities team is looking to do something similar. They were looking at a longer time period, but I'm gonna have you connect with them. So I'll get in touch with you after the meeting, and we'll kind of connect to make sure that you guys aren't doing duplicate things. That maybe you can kind of partner on it and work together on the same type of an event. That's all I wanted to report on.
Awesome, thanks, Vince.
Yeah, and I just wanted to concur with Vince and Savannah. I think those are both great ideas that the student body is going to benefit from tremendously. So good work on that. Good insight. I hope they are a success. I want to join. I want to come.
Please join. Everyone is invited. Yeah, and also like with this short time too, I guess it's gonna start off kind of like a pilot, you know, like how they have those pilot shows where it's like, oh, let's see if this, you know, is successful or if people like it, and then go from there. But we also want to have the ability to like build community, and then, you know, maybe like next year, you know, or whenever spring, once we feel like we're ready to hold space for having like the more difficult conversations, then, you know, obviously we'll already have like a little bit of community built up and have a little bit of trust built up too, where people might feel a little bit more comfortable to open up and have these like more difficult conversations and engage in dialogue that can help people learn and stuff like that. So yeah, I honestly just decided like, let's just do it. Like, let's just jump and like figure it out, because, you know, the time's been ticking, and I feel like students really will, like, hopefully, fingers crossed, join in and engage with each other. So moving on to the next topic, I just wanted to talk about my faculty connects that I had done. I had connected with all of my people. I learned a lot. I still have to fill out the form that was sent out. I also wanted to bring up the connections that our previous Senator for Veterans Affairs had on his list. I was assigned some of those, so if anybody's working on those, please reach out in an email, and I'm going to be taking his spot and learning about some of the veterans stuff connects. So that's all I have for that. Thank you, everyone. And if anyone has any questions or anything, feel free to ask.
I had a question kind of about that, and I don't know if it's more for you, Sarah. I know that there was a switch during a meeting I couldn't be at, that some things were extra assigned. Is there a new document to see who is meeting with who?
It's been updated in the minutes from last. I've already posted it into Teams. And for Senator Trevino, I am going to be the one doing the VA meeting. And I know Rebecca had wanted to be included in that, so I will include you in that one as well, if you don't mind, whenever I send that email out to the lead of that department to coordinate the connect.
Awesome. Thank you all for all your hard work. Y'all are amazing.
Yeah, I also took over some of the other senator connects. So I think I'm on library services and the trio one as well, I think. So unless that conflicts with anyone, but those are the ones I was told I was taking over. So
Well, thank you so much, Senator Trevino, for that wonderful report. And I appreciate you taking over for Senator for Veterans, and thank you, Manny, for doing that too as well. So we, as Chad mentioned, we rearranged the schedule to fill out that spot he was holding, and the new arrangement is in the minutes, but those people who were working with him are going to reach out to you, Trevino and Manny. So you guys, you be updated. Okay, now let's hear from our Student Club Council Chair, Tibets.
Good afternoon, everyone. So as everyone's probably aware that we're seeing a decline in clubs during the pandemic. This is not only happening at our school, but it's happening nationally. This is all because of the pandemic that's happening, which it seems only natural that more students are focused on their studies and their work. One thing that I have been talking over with advisors and stuff is how is this going to affect clubs come next year. So I've been working closely with those steps on how, like, funding and how is this going to affect the clubs, obviously, and hopefully this doesn't hurt clubs from trying again when we all get back on campus. But that's pretty much all I had to report. Thank you.
Thank you for your report, Tibets. Let's move on to the next item on the agenda. Any new business? No new business, no old business. Let's hear the report from our advisors then.
Hello, everyone. Mine is pretty quick. So a few things are happening, and I wrote them down somewhere. Okay, so you might have noticed on our Zoom today, we have captions. So Zoom has updated the pro licenses. So if faculty have their Zoom through the college, they should have the accessibility feature automatically. So I just wanted you to all be aware of that. That's going to be a great tool for students who may not have the best hearing. And so I would like us to practice with it in our meetings as well to make them most accessible. It is through artificial intelligence, so it doesn't always get it right. And sometimes if you speak a different language, that language doesn't get, it's fun times, but just know that that's something that is available. The other thing I wanted to mention is that we're going to do the media prep survey again. So I know a couple of you participated in the first go round. We didn't have a lot of participation from students, and I got some feedback that it was just a really long survey. It just, had a lot of steps to it. And so unfortunately, it's going to be the same survey. We do want to know what it's a company that kind of puts together the survey and has it for all of the state. And in order for the data to be usable, it has to have the same questions for everybody. But you will be seeing an email coming through about that. The last thing I want to bring up is you should be getting an email from financial aid by the end of this week, talking about new funds that are coming to the college called CRISA. And I know our students will be, some of our SGA members will be meeting with financial aid folks and the president on Friday to talk about what those federal funds mean for our school. It's kind of like the CARES Act, but it could be used differently. So they have more information about that. And they're going to send it out to students, letting them know how they can have access to those funds. If you ever have any questions around that, please feel free to email me and I will try to get you the best answer. Students are able to still access CARES funds. So if they're under 5 credits, they are able to access $500 and it gets to their bank mobile card. If they are over 5 credits, so 6 and higher, they can get up to $1,000 to be used for technology or their tuition. And so those are some of the funding opportunities we have right now. But always talk to your advisor because everybody's situation is different and your advisor may be able to navigate you to the right place for funds. So if you oversee, or if you know who your advisor is, speak with them. But if you have overall questions, feel free to come to me and I will do my best to get the answer. And that's all I have to report today. And if you have any questions, let me know.
And I just had a quick report. As counties and the state move through different phases, I just wanted to remind you that the college is operating on its kind of own timeline and own phases. So even though it seems like things are opening up in the county or across the state, it may not be the same for the college. So just understanding that the college is operating a little bit differently with their own set of regulations in order to be the safest for all students and staff, faculty alike. So just wanted to give you a heads up on that, that sometimes it seems like things are really opening up and the college isn't. It's just because the college is at a different level in their phases and want to make sure that we can come back and make sure that everything's safe. We don't operate the same as like K-12, which has, different set of regulations as well. And so just wanted you all to understand that even though we move through the phases in our county, it may be a little bit different for the college. So that's all.
Okay, then. Thank you so much for keeping us updated. Does anybody have anything else? Or do we have anything else left on the agenda? I can see the whole agenda. So Any public comment I am not aware of right now?
Not that I can see.
Okay.
Mhm.
Any crazy ideas? Okay, then if nothing else for the good of the order, I will get a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I'll motion to adjourn at 1:52 p.m.
I second the motion.
Was moved and second to adjourn the meeting. Any discussions? Hearing none, all in favor of adjourning the meeting right now, say aye.
Aye.
I
Opposed, say nay. The ayes have it. We are adjourning the meeting at 1:53. Thank you all. Take care.